Welcome to this audio guide of Notre Dame de Paris, one of the most distinguished masterpieces of universal Gothic architecture and the spiritual and geographical heart of France. You are standing on the Ile de la Cité, the birthplace of Paris, in front of a monument that has witnessed over 800 years of history, from the coronation of emperors to revolutions and tragic fires. Notre Dame, which means Our Lady, is dedicated to the Virgin Mary. Its construction began in 1163, prompted by Bishop Maurice de Sully, and was not fully completed until nearly 2 centuries later, in 1345. This slow pace of construction allowed it to reflect different stages of the Gothic style, from the early Gothic in its floor plan and structure, to the radiant and flamboyant Gothic in its more refined details. As you look at its main facade, you will be struck by the harmony of its proportions. It is divided into 3 horizontal levels and 3 vertical sections. On the lower level, the 3 large portals are dedicated to the Last Judgment, center, the Virgin Mary, left, and Saint Anne, right. Above them, the Gallery of Kings displays 28 statues representing the kings of Judah and Israel, although they were beheaded during the French Revolution by mobs who thought they were kings of France. One of the most iconic elements of Notre Dame is undoubtedly its great western rose window, a glass circle nearly 10 meters in diameter that filters light, creating a mystical atmosphere inside. But perhaps what has most captured the popular imagination are its famous gargoyles and chimeras. The gargoyles have a technical function, to drain rainwater away from the walls. The chimeras, on the other hand, are purely decorative and represent fantastic and grotesque beings that seem to watch over the city from above. Inside, the cathedral impresses with its verticality and the audacity of its ribbed vaults. Gothic architects invented flying buttresses, those external stone arms that support the walls, allowing them to be taller and open up large windows. This transformed the darkness of the Romanesque into the heavenly light of the Gothic. The high altar and the choir are jewels of sculpture, and beneath your feet, the archaeological crypt reveals the remains of the Roman city that preceded today's Paris. Then, Notre Dame has been the setting for crucial events. Henry VI of England was crowned King of France here in 1431, and centuries later, in 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself emperor in the presence of the Pope. It was also here that Victor Hugo set his famous novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, with the unforgettable Quasimodo, the hunchback who loved the bells and Esmeralda's beauty. This work was fundamental in saving the cathedral in the 19th century, when it was in a deplorable state of neglect. We cannot talk about Notre Dame without mentioning the devastating fire of April 15, 2019. The whole world watched in horror as flames consumed the roof and toppled Viollet-le-Duc's spire. However, thanks to the heroism of the firefighters and the solidity of its vaults, the main structure and its most valuable treasures, such as the Crown of Thorns, were saved. Today, the cathedral is undergoing a historic process of reconstruction, demonstrating once again its ability to rise from its ashes. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history and art of Notre Dame. We hope this audio guide helps you further appreciate the beauty and significance of this eternal monument. Enjoy your stay in Paris.